Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Today is the last day of 2019. It's a new year tomorrow. If you live in certain parts of the world, it's already 2020, so I hope you can see things really clearly over there. Sorry, it's a terrible joke. Apart from being New Year's Eve though, today is really important to me because last year I wanted to do a video a day on YouTube, upload to YouTube every single day. But in 2018, halfway through the year in July, I had double jaw surgery and it meant that I couldn't talk properly for like 8 weeks or something. So it didn't happen. I had to take a few weeks off. But I said at the start of this year, January the 1st, that I wanted to do a video upload every single day of the year. And with this video, I've done it. I don't want to pat on the back or anything. I don't want to medal. It was just a personal challenge for myself and we've got there. And I wanted to say a big thank you as well to you guys for joining with me in this journey. It's been a hell of a year, especially in terms of gaming. There's been lots of ups and downs and a ton of announcements for things that are coming next year, like the next gen consoles, and of course some fantastic games on the horizon like The Last of Us Part 2 and Cyberpunk. Now, one of the other reasons that I wanted to do this, upload every single day, was because in January I'll be making a video that breaks everything down. It's going to be quite analytical and it will look at all the months and the performance of my videos, which videos did best, which did worse, which ones had the best ad revenue, which ones had the worst ad revenue, which ones had the most watch time, which one had the best thumbnail, which one lost me the most subscribers, which one gained me the most subscribers, that kind of thing. And I don't know if people watching this right now will be interested in that, but I will be putting that together in the next week or so. Also, I think it could be useful for people who are looking to try and grow their own YouTube channels, and maybe my experiences and my data can help in that regard. You can see where I went wrong and where I went right and where it just kind of stayed in the middle, I guess. But look out for that. That should be coming soon. And even though tomorrow is a brand new year in a brand new decade, not much is really changing, is it? But for me personally, I will continue to upload tons of videos to YouTube. However, I'm not going to commit myself to daily videos next year. So there'll be a lot of videos still, but there might not necessarily be one every single day. There's a couple of reasons for this. The first one is that to do daily videos on YouTube, you don't really get time for anything else. And this year for me has just been consistent work. I haven't really ever slowed down or stopped. And because of that, I'm not as healthy. I haven't gone out as much. And I think it's really important to do that stuff. So that's the first reason. The other reason is that I want to introduce new types of content on my YouTube channel. Stuff that's a bit more edited and it takes longer to put together, but maybe it's more enjoyable for you to watch and perhaps take something away from it. And those kinds of videos do take a lot longer to make. I'll be experimenting a lot more too and creating videos that people might not expect my channel to make, just to see how well they do really. I want to really dive into it and do more things that I enjoy and I'm really passionate about. I will also be live streaming a lot more next year too, and for now that will be on YouTube, so look out for any live streams that are coming up in January. Something else I'll be doing is collaborating with a lot more people and going out of my comfort zone a bit, trying to make stuff with people who I haven't necessarily played games with before and really dig into the satisfactions and the ups and downs of gaming and what makes it fun and all the nitty-gritty details in between. With that said, that's enough talk about YouTube stuff and the future. The gameplay today, obviously, as you've been seeing, is of a tank, and this is something that I wanted to show you guys and talk about a bit. And another thing that I want to commit myself to in the new year is using more vehicles in Battlefield. I've already got a big video that I've started making on the planes. As for the tanks, this was one of the first times that I'd jumped into a tank on the Pacific maps. And at the start of this game, I think I was just level 1 with this tank, so I don't have any of the upgrades or specializations. It's just the basic tank. And hopefully you can see that it's been going quite well so far. Spoiler alert, my tank actually survived the entire match, and I think we finished 36-0. Now, with the latest patch and the hotfix, vehicles in BF5 are really strong. There were some changes to the indirect fire hits from Panzerfaust and the ways that you can do more damage against vehicles. Because of that, there's almost now a tank meta forming where if you're a semi-competent tank player, you can survive pretty much the entire match if you're careful, and you can go on some absolutely crazy kill streaks. As I said, for me, this is a basic tank. I've got no upgrades on this tank, and it was really quite easy for me to do this. I never felt threatened, and whenever I took any kind of substantial damage, it was really easy for me to fall back, repair, reload, get my ammo back, and just go again and just keep chipping away at their vehicles and their infantry. And of course, I've been on the receiving end of this too. As an infantry player, which I predominantly am, I've noticed it. I'm getting killed by tanks a whole lot more. And I just want to make clear too that this isn't a complaint. I love the fact that tanks are scary. It's a battlefield game. It's all about combined arms, right? And there's as much satisfaction in taking down a tank as there is being in a tank and just destroying everyone. However, I definitely feel like there's some discussion to be had here and maybe some feedback to give. I was discussing this with a couple of friends that I have who also play Battlefield 5 regularly, and we couldn't really come to a conclusion on whether this is a problem with tanks simply being too strong now or too difficult to take out, or is it simply that there's too many of them or they respawn too frequently? Because it feels at times at the moment, especially on these Pacific maps, that you'll struggle as a squad and eventually you might take out a tank and you think, oh great, we can have some infantry battles now that tank's gone, but then there's so many of them available and so quickly that one just comes along almost straight away after you've defeated the first one. So for me personally, I would predominantly say that it is an issue of availability. Maybe spawn timers for tanks should be elongated a bit. Could be the same for airplanes too. It just feels like it's so easy as the tank though to sit back on the edge of objectives, especially on a game mode like Breakthrough, and just pluck away at people and they can barely touch you. I think at the moment really the only good counter is if you've got a good pilot on your team, because the bombs from the planes are actually really effective against tanks. But of course, in a random public match, what are the chances that you have a good pilot on your team that actually cares about taking out tanks and not just farming infantry kills on the ground, which seems to be happening an awful lot lately with the planes and those explosive rounds. So I think there's a discussion to be had there, and I've certainly seen a lot of people talking about this in game chat, on Reddit, on social media. From my experience, I don't feel like this is an isolated incident, I suppose, or something that's just happening to me and with me. Not that this would ever happen, but I would love to see the stats. Like at DICE, they can probably break this all down where they can see, okay, since update 5.2 when we made all the big changes, how many more kills are tanks getting? What's the average time that they're staying alive compared to pre 5.2? Have kill death ratios or overall scores of people who play in tanks regularly gone up significantly since the latest patch? But what do you guys think down in the comments below? And also, if you play on console, what's it like there? I haven't played console Battlefield for a few months now. I think the last time was maybe June or July when I was doing those Xbox videos. And also another factor of this could be that I've really only been playing the Pacific maps recently, and they are very vehicle heavy, so I've not had a chance to see what tanks are like on the vanilla maps yet, or the additional maps that were added before the Pacific came out. So maybe that's something I should try first. And I never felt like I broke a sweat in this match. I didn't really ever feel that pressured or in massive danger of being killed. Could have been a one-off, but I wanted to see for myself what the tanks are like now. Anyway guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on both of the things that I talked about in this video, if they interest you at all. I hope you all have a fantastic night if you're celebrating the new year. I'm sure it will be great for you, but get out there, do that thing. You only get one shot at this, so might as well dive in and get it done. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. And one last time, a big thank you for being with me this year. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.